Geez, Missouri's getting a rap here when it comes to the teachers. And it's concerning to me on a moral level, but I also understand it from a monetary perspective. So was it last week we told you about, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I don't know, the weeks are flying by. In the last couple of weeks, we told you about a Missouri teacher who was on OnlyFans. Her name is Brianna Coppage. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with OnlyFans, you guys want to take a stab at describing OnlyFans, or you want me to do that? I guess, I'll do that. That's my job here on the show. I just kind of wanted to hear Mark or John try to explain OnlyFans in 12 seconds.
You can pay for feet pics kind of stuff. If you're into it.
Feet pics, yes. That's the bulk of OnlyFans business.
And other things.
And other things, yeah. Basically, it allows anybody to sell pictures of themselves, sell access of themselves, sell video of themselves to individuals who subscribe. So, needless to say, if you're looking at the credit card bill next time and you see OnlyFans next to, Netflix or Disney Plus or, Comcast or Google, just ask questions. That's my public service announcement. It's not a sports subscription, okay? It's not ESPN Insider or something like that.
Big Chiefs only fan over here.
Yeah, but it does sound like that, right? I mean, I guarantee you there's some guy who's an OnlyFans subscriber whose wife caught him, and she's like, honey, what's the OnlyFans subscription here on the credit card statement this month? Well, I've really gotten into the Chiefs and Royals this season, and it's a great way to, access some insider information on the teams. I'm an Only fan, We're a diehard group of fans. Oh, geez. Okay. But that's not what it is, just so you know. So now we've got this second teacher, New York Post writing this. So this stuff's getting international attention. A second teacher at a small Missouri high school has landed in hot water for supplementing her income by peddling porn on OnlyFans. This after a student slipped a note under her classroom door that they knew her secret. According to the report, Megan Gaither, 31, an English teacher and varsity cheerleading coach at St. Clair High School, told the Post-Dispatch that she was put on leave Friday after her X-rated moonlighting job was revealed. She said, quote, teaching does not financially support a person. It's really hard to stretch those paychecks during the summer. That's why I did it. Now, someone who's maybe in the teaching profession can confirm or deny this on the text line. But my understanding is if you're a teacher, you can either get paid throughout the entire 12-month period, or you can get larger paychecks over, let's say, 9 months when you're actually teaching. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've heard. That being said, Megan Gaither said she joined the subscription-based site in May to help pay back more than $125,000 in student loans. Her total paycheck last year, including a coaching stipend, was about $47,500. This system is broken when we are sending young adults into $125,000 in debt to make $47,000 a year. This is ridiculous. Goes on the note here, Megan Gaither's colleague, Brianna Coppage, a former freshman and sophomore English teacher, recently resigned to devote all her time to OnlyFans after she was placed on leave. When it was revealed she was running an OnlyFans page with her husband. Coppage was suspended September 27th after district officials got wind of her side gig, which she took on to supplement her $42,000 salary. The former teacher told Fox News she's made close to $1 million after ditching her teaching duties and making global headlines. Now, this other teacher, Megan Gaither, she said that she had deactivated her OnlyFans account, which had about 1,500 subscribers, after Brianna Coppage was busted by school officials. She says that she was making an additional $3,000 to $5,000 a month on OnlyFans, but she kept her face hidden in an effort to remain anonymous. But rumors began to circulate among students when she appeared in a video on Brianna Coppage's account. So these two teachers are working together, and creating this content on OnlyFans and supplementing their teachers' incomes. Now, there's a lot of issues here to get to. Number one is, yes, teachers should make more money. And the problem is not that we aren't getting taxed enough for the public school systems. That is not the problem. Kansas and Missouri spend anywhere from $15,000 to $17,000 per pupil between federal and state monies. That's your tax dollars. The problem is the system does not reward you for being a great teacher and staying in the classroom because the unions get in the way and the bureaucracies get in the way. As a result, the best way to make money is to go out there and get into administration. We've talked about this a lot. Administrators make the money in public education. That's not how it should be. We should have a system where teachers who are great at what they do and actually educating the kids of the future make a lot of money. Not some bureaucrat who's, pushing papers all day as the seventh assistant principal. Number two, the fact that we have a higher education system that can even, now, I'm not going to defend someone who's in $125,000 in debt to become a teacher because they clearly made mistakes along the way and they made those decisions on their own. But the fact that we even have a system that allows you to go into debt at 18 years old to the tune of $125,000 when you want to be a teacher, which is an admirable job, and you're only going to make to start at least $45,000 a year, that's not a position that we should even be allowing 18-year-olds to go into debt for. The system has failed these individuals. And by the way, I'm saying this as someone who's more or less a peer of these folks. But they're 31 years old. They got $125,000 in debt. They're going to be paying off that debt forever on a $40,000 a year teacher salary. I mean, that's very difficult to do. So I feel for these people. And while if this was my daughter or certainly my spouse or a friend, I would advise them against this, morally speaking. I'm also sitting here saying, entrepreneurially, in this economy, in this climate, everyone's got a side hustle. I mean, if you talk to and I say younger people, I'm thinking those under the age of 45, most people are not just going to a 9-to-5 job anymore. Maybe not most, but a lot are not doing that. Part of that is because it's so easy to do something entrepreneurial driven right now. It's easy to get a side gig and a side hustle. People like it. But on top of that, they need it. And that got me thinking, maybe Joe Biden's tagline for re-election is something like, the economy is so bad you can get yourself an OnlyFans account and make more money than you were at your 9-to-5 job. Might be a little long-winded, but just a thought. 913-408-7957 as we roll through busy 8 o'clock hour on KCMO. Wes is hanging out in Gladstone. What do you got for me, Wes? Good morning.
Yeah, hey, Pete, I saw that story on that teacher in St. Clair. That's a small town southwest of St. Louis. But she went to, in the story, she was lamenting the fact that she went to Missouri Baptist University. Okay, well, that's a private school near Springfield, where Missouri State University is, which would have been a hell of a lot cheaper than her going to a private college to rack up $125,000 in debt. I mean, you can blame the system, but I would say we have a system where you can go into a bar and get drunk, but you make the choice to walk out of there and drive, and that's a stupid choice. These people that are making these choices, the system's there to take advantage. I don't know if take advantage is the right word or not, but
well, it is.
People like you said, Pete, people have to use their brains.
They do, but here's where I'm sympathetic to the young people. I mean, you're talking about 18-year-old kids who haven't had a job in their lives, and we're saying, here's $100,000, go to college, and we have a system led by the federal government, which backs a lot of these loans, that encourages this.
But even at 18, you look at the math and you go,
I know. In a perfect world, yes. I agree. Thank you, Wes. In a perfect world, yes, you look at the math. But I think it's different from someone making a decision to walk into a bar, drink too much, and drive. I just think there's far more manipulation from politicians in the system on this issue than there is that issue. 913-408-7957. Pete Mundo on KCMO Talk Radio, now on your FM dial at 95.7. Hit that preset. Want to continue the conversation with you. Another Missouri teacher on OnlyFans, side hustle, making thousands of dollars a month, saying she can't make ends meet. And now, of course, her job is in jeopardy. See, no. They got it all wrong on the text line here. You know, we got this story, another Missouri teacher busted on OnlyFans, which is a subscription-based website where you can basically pay for somebody's pictures, videos that oftentimes, obviously, are not safe for work. That might be the best way to put it. Megan Gaither is the newest teacher who was busted. So that's two Missouri teachers in the span of a couple of weeks who are getting national attention. On the text line, Pete, really? Nights and summers off? Paid holidays, pensions, extra pay for summer school? Not enough pay for teachers? Maybe, but there's way worse for slightly more pay with 10 times the labor. No. We are not paying our best teachers enough. It's that simple. If we want to compare and contrast jobs, I guess you can do that to some degree. But, I don't know. I think that teaching the future of America is pretty damn important. And the best teachers should be making way more money than they are. I don't think that's even close. Jennifer's in Kansas City. Hello, Jennifer. Good morning. You're on KCMO Talk Radio.
Hi, Pete.
What's going on?
So, I just want to say I've been listening to you for about a year, and I really appreciate what you guys do, bringing attention to the local issues. I got on that Show Me Institute because I heard you guys talking to them, and I have spent so much extra money on rent to live in the Park Hill School District, which is supposed to be one of the better school districts in the Kansas City area. And granted, it's better than the Kansas City School District. But I was shocked to find out that the superintendent of Park Hill School District makes $251,000 a year, and the teachers average $45,000. And so that goes to the point of, these teachers not making enough. And I just heard you talking about on the text line, $45,000 a year is nothing. Even if you don't have $125,000 in school debt, you can barely survive on that. Me and my husband own our own company, and, we're barely making $65,000 a year together. And, and we work hard. We build decks. Physical labor does not mean that you make more money. I don't get summers off or anything like that, but that's beside the point. These people are important. And then I mentioned to John that, I'm supposed to have all this extra great school district that I'm in, and my son's a freshman, and his biology teacher has focused this entire first quarter on climate change, which has nothing to do with biology. And I'm like, how is this supposed to help him on his ACTs? I'm going to have to pay somebody to teach him about cell development because his biology teacher is not doing that. And so I've been looking into local private schools. And on top of what I love the Show Me Institute and the numbers that they give us. It's amazing. Everybody should check it out. They're spending in the Park Hill School District upwards of $17,000 a year per student. And clearly all of that's going to the superintendent and not the teachers. Yeah.
And there's a lot of other bureaucrats, by the way, who are also cashing in while the teachers are getting stiffed at $45,000 a year.
Right. And so, I was looking at Northland Christian, and it's half the amount of that. I still can't afford $9,000 a year to send my kid to private school. But on top of the climate change and just the inundation of, they have gender neutral bathrooms, which, is better than having, multiple gender bathrooms, I guess. But it's a stage that I'm concerned about. And thankfully, my son is smart and well-grounded in fact-based life. So I'm not too worried about him, but I have nephews and nieces that, don't have the same parental environment, and they're just like left to their own devices in these environments. And it concerns me for our future.
Well, it's great. Thank you for sharing it, Jennifer. I appreciate that. And I know that, a lot of people are going to feel the exact same way as you right now.
I was asking, what do we do though? Because it's like, how do we find out who decides what the superintendent makes compared to the teachers? How do we fight that?
Well, listen, I think that, and I'm going to answer it offline here, Jennifer, to get to a couple other folks. But I think a lot of it is obviously driven by unions and school boards. And how messed up is that system, right? Where the people who we need, the teachers, the one who are actually in the classroom with the kids, are making less than a fifth of the superintendent, which I guess I get it. That's a big job. I'm not downplaying that job either, and you want good people in that position. That's a hefty paycheck when you can only get 45 for the teachers. And by the way, there's dozens of other bureaucrats beyond the superintendent who are all making six figures.
Yeah, there you go. Not maybe so much superintendent, but it's the assistant superintendent,
Yes.
Western Division and the Eastern Division, et cetera.
Yes, they're the people also who are cashing in big time. It's broken. And by the way, the Show Me Institute's going to be here coming up, and she's right. And the other thing that Missouri can do, they got a backbone down there in Jeff City, is school choice. Iowa and Arizona are doing this where, your tax dollars are going to follow your kids. And that will really shake up the public school monopoly that currently exists. And I say this as someone who's did public school K through 12. Our plans are to, start our children in public school in our area. We have every intention of doing that and starting that way until they give us a reason not to. So I want to do that. But also, by the way, another plug, got to vote in your school board elections on Tuesday. Zio Ricardo, you're next up. Go.
Pete, listen, I can't beat Jennifer. That was a great call. Great show, as usual. Look, I didn't pay any for all three of my kids for their college. The first one was UMass rowing, captain of the team, full athletic scholarship. Second one was Marine Corps, combat vet, post 9/11 GI Bill. And the third one is U.S. Air Force, full scholarship. So you can do it. You just got to be a focused parent and never let them take the sidetrack.
Yeah.
Pete, one day I want to meet you.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. I'm not difficult, Zio, to get a hold of. But you got to come out to a politics and a pint sometime.
I will. Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Good
Bye.
deal. Very nice.
Such a nice man.
There you go. Well, I mean, that's true, too. There are alternatives, but still, the system is completely broken. That's indisputable.